Parshas Ki Seitzei. This sefer, which is Oiser Plois HaTorah, which I received from a very, very wonderful chaver, Rav Mendel Pollack, stark. I recommended it many times, and anybody who's taken a 2-second look at this sefer will realize how incredible this sefer is. It's such, I know you can't have enough words to say how wonderful this sefer is. So I recommend it strongly to any of you who are looking to buy a sefer, either for a gift or for yourself. Now, in our parsha of Ki Seitzei, we have the very, very famous halacha of shatnez. We have Parshas Shatnez. It's in more than one place in the Torah, but it's in Parshas Ki Seitzei. The Sefer Me'am Loes, which we've all heard of, brings down a fabulous ma'aseh which I was not aware of, and I wanted to share it with you. And that was with a tailor who was a Yiddish tailor, but unfortunately was not careful in the halacha of shatnez, and he was machshel many people, nebuch, it's a big nebuch, in the avera of the issur of shatnez. And this Yiddish person who was not careful with this mitzvah, and he sold people shatnez clothing, he passed away. And a number of days after he passed away, they went out to the cemetery. They saw his body was out of the grave. It was on the ground. His body was lying there on the ground, in the middle of the cemetery. They said it must be an accident. Of course, pretty wild accident. However, they said it could happen. Maybe it was an earthquake. They went back and redug the kever, and they made it twice as deep, and they put him into the kever, very deep, and they stuck him in there, and they buried him properly with proper covet. And they came back to look at it. There he was again, lying on the ground. They said, well, there's something going on over here. They went and spoke to the Rav of the city, who was an Adam Gadol Ma'oid, brought down from the Me'am Loes, and he went out to the cemetery himself to see what was going on. Listen to this. He had a tefillah which he knew that could make people who were dead able to speak. Pretty impressive, huh? What was the reason that the earth was spitting him out? The Niftar opened up his mouth and said, "This punishment is coming to me. I was Machshel Yisrael in Klayim. Since the Eretz, the earth, is a malbush for a person who is dead, it's Midah Keneged Midah, it does not want to be accepting me and has left me out here naked." The Rav davened that the earth should accept him and he should have his din Torah in Olam Haba. So he says here, brings down in the Sefer another reason that the earth did not want to accept the body of this tailor who was tailoring with shatnez. And he brings it down from Rashi, from a Sefer called Sefer Oira, for the reason, what's the issur of shatnez? Now we know the shatnez is the classic chayk. We're not given the reason for it. But that doesn't mean we can't sit and think about what we could learn from it. And this is what he says. Why did the Torah make a gezerah of shatnez and klayim? Because Cain brought his carbon from the earth, pishton. Hevel brought his carbon from animals, which was semer, which was wool. Kadosh Baruch Hu was gozer. You should not be nisarev, you should not connect the minchas choyte from minchas zakai. The mincha which was brought by a person who was not a good person, or he was not a good person, he was a murderer, even if he did tshuva later, but he was a murderer, to the mincha of a tzaddik. So therefore the earth did not want to accept this person to be buried, him as a choyte, together with the zakoim who were buried there in the Beis HaChaim, Midah Keneged Midah. Now, once he's mentioning all of these situations, this situation, he brings on a couple of other very interesting halachas, and not halachas maisim, okay, which is brought. Now, this one is brought by a very famous, a very choshev sefer, Kava Yashar, which is a very, very choshev sefer. He said, I saw once a tailor who was in Brisk, in Lita, and before he passed away, he told the Chevra Kadisha that they should take his tailoring bench and make that into his orain. And the cloth on which he had on top of his workbench, they should put it in his hand when he passes away. He has it in his hand. Why? Why did you want us to do this? Why you give us such a tzavah? Okay, he says, these two, the shulchan and the tablecloth, are two edim. That all of my years that I was working, I never took a penny from people in my melacha. I always charged fairly, and I never took any money. So I want to have hana only from a year's copy, and not because I was a gazlan. That's one fascinating ma'isa he brings down. The next one is another fascinating ma'isa, okay, which is brought down by Minchas Elazar, the Munkacher Rebbe, in his sefer called Divrei Torah. So we're getting Lamdisha and Chassidisha Sfarim over here. The Imam Lois and Munkacher Rebbe. And listen to this. He says, when I lived in Russia and Poland, when I traveled through these countries, I heard from a very, very Torah Magid Nechmad, he calls him, from Lita. He brought down that he was collecting money for a big yeshiva, and he brought down that two people passed away. Two people passed away at the same time. And they came up to Beis Din at the same time. And one of them was a Talmid Chacham who sat and learned. And he sat and learned Torah. And the other one was a Chayat, was a tailor. So they told the Talmid Chacham, after we examine your records, okay, you sat and learned Shas 3 times, you get schar for learning Shas 3 times. Then the Chayat's turn, he says, you learned Shas 3 times, you get a schar for learning Shas 3 times. They both started complaining. They both started yelling, hey, what's going on here? It's a big mistake. You guys mixed us up. I learned Shas 6 times, the Talmid Chacham said. And the Chayat yelled out, I didn't learn Shas even once. I don't know how to learn at all. I was busy working. I don't even know how to learn one daf of Gemara. How did I learn Shas 3 times? And they answered them both on their complaints. We know what's going on here. You, Talmid Chacham, we know you learned Shas 6 times. But how did you do it? Because this Chayat supported you. He gave you the wherewithal. He was a Tom and a Yashar. He helped you, gave you a parnasa that you could sit and learn. And because of his helping you, exactly Yisachar Zavulun, he got half of your limud of Shas. It doesn't say we shouldn't learn. We should learn too. All of us who are balabatim making a parnasa. But look at that. He really got 3 times of Shas by supporting this Talmid Chacham. And Talmid Chacham learned Shas 3 times. Not shabby at all. What do we get from this? Do the right thing, and they know what they're doing upstairs. Good Shabbos.